evening, my fellow fiends, and welcome to the 30th night of 31 Nights of Halloween, The Revenge. For the 30th night, we are finally here. It's the big one. Amazon can be very naughty, so I didn't know if it was actually going to get here, but it did. Yes, I'm going to show off the new 4K complete 7-film collection of A Nightmare on Elm Street. The films look amazing in 4K, some are really impressive. It was only when I tried out the Blu-rays I really realised the difference, but that is in some part to do with the Blu-rays not always being the best versions they could have been at the time. And then I'm going to rank the movies. So which do you think are my favourites? Which would I rather do without? I think it's probably obvious, but let's take a look. So here we are again for one last time at the Table of Terror. Are you ready for it? Here it is. It's quite heavy, really. Big chunky bitch. It's like solid, so it's a steel box, and then steel books, one for each film, which is amazing. But before we look at that, I'm just going to show you a couple of the older entries. Now, I haven't got the DVD ones anymore, which is really annoying because that's a really nice cover. But this is the old Blu-ray collection. Now, this has got all 7 films on it as well, just like that. And these Blu-rays are the ones that are in the other set as well, along with the 4Ks. So look at that, we've got loads of extras of each one, which is important. But look at this last disc. Now we've got an extra disc here, which isn't with the 4K set. It has 2 episodes from the TV series, which you just can't get now, and a featurette gallery and another little thing. So it does have bloody extras on, which aren't on the new 4Ks. Isn't that always the way? And then last year this came out. This was for the 40th. So this is just the first film before they decided to do the complete set. But look, it's done like a VHS cover. I love it. And that's not all with this. This is like a double beauty. And I believe this is just the UK version, and the American version was a bit different. But when it came to the new complete set, I think they're more or less the same. So look, we've got a steelbook already now. It's the same one as we get with the new set, but the new set does not say Nightmare on Elm Street on it, so they are slightly different. But otherwise, I've got the film twice now. But that's fine, because I do love this set. It has the same extras on which were on the old Blu-ray, which is annoying. We did deserve some new extras. They could have done a new retrospective commentary or something, but we get this with it, which we don't get any really extras with the new set. Not like this. So we'll have a little look. So there is a little booklet, but it's alright. It's just art and that, which is fine. But like, there's no like writing or anything to read. I always like to read. And I think I've just like been spoilt recently, haven't I, with those other books, with the Hammer collections. Oh my goodness. Do I love them. Got some cards. We've got Freddy. He's a bit chavvy in there. There's old Glenn. They get a bit stuck together. Poor Tina. The Queen, Marge. We'll talk about her in a little bit. And then there's a poster which I'm not going to fold out. Didn't get a poster with a new set. And then we got the old certificate. Now, even though there's only a limited amount, though it's quite high, you can still get these on Amazon. So if you want the first one, you can still get it. Unfortunately, you can't get this big collection that's sold out unless they produce some more. They tend to do things like that, don't they? But look at this big bugger. So yeah, I think the American version only has the 4K versions in it, but we get the Blu-rays as well. Apart from that, I don't think there's any difference. So yeah, it's done like the sweater on the side there. And here's the back. Now, if you notice, there's only 4 Blu-ray discs. They're the blue ones. When I was going through the tins, I was like, oh my God, half the Blu-rays are missing. No, all the Blu-ray films are 2 per disc, which probably shows why some of the quality of some of them is not amazing. I do not like it when they share discs. I don't know why. No, when you use the full disc, didn't you? Right, let's get this cardboard bit off. There we go. Look at them. Now I'm going to get them out in a minute, but I'm going to do it in a different way. See this little number at the top of each one, like a scratch mark, which is quite cool. And then that's just the back. So yeah, it's like a tin. And they're like, you can feel them, they're textured. And then on the top, you've got that, and that's all raised, which is pretty cool. Right, let's turn it back around to the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these to rank the films. But obviously, we've not got enough here because there's 2 more films in the series, isn't there? So with the help of our friends, we'll be able to rank them. At the bottom, at number 9, is the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Okay, so after enjoying Friday the 13th remake so much, I thought maybe this will be a similar experience, and I've been avoiding it for no reason, but sadly not. I don't see why this film even exists. I'm sorry, dude, but I just don't think anyone else could be Freddy. And that may be in part how they chose to portray him as well. He talks just like a bloke who's pissed off. There's just nothing in how he talks. Whenever they brought something back from the original and made it worse, Freddy stretching through the wall above Nancy's bed is a memorable, amazing sequence in the original. Here it is, awful CGI. Why? It just made me so sad. Then you think through, they're going to try something different with the story, and then they don't. And Nancy's just so miserable. I just don't care about her. The Tina stand-in got a whole chunk of like 30 minutes at the start, and I'd rather have followed her if I'm honest. This film just feels really, really pointless. Okay, and at number 8 it is... Dun dun dun, Freddy versus Jason. I've spoken about this in my other ranking, the Jason ranking. It's a better Freddy film than a Jason film, and it is a lot of fun. I just always choose a Freddy-only movie over this because I enjoy them all more. Well, except the remake, obviously. I love the Smoking Freddy caterpillar scene. I hate the pinball scene. The human characters are actually okay and can be funny at times. And it does kind of make sense in Freddy's lore. It just doesn't in Jason's. Yeah, it's alright, it's fun, but as you can see, I haven't moved past the DVD, but I'm sure Arrow's going to do a collection, so I will get it then. And at number 7 it is, bum bum bum, I'll get it out, Freddy's Dead. Look at that cover, that is a gorgeous cover. Again, they don't have the titles on it like they did in that one-off one. There's the back, bit of Alice Cooper there, you can't go wrong. Got their 3D glasses, really nice ones as well. Wow, nice cardboard ones. And you've got New Nightmare and Freddy's Dead on the Blu-ray on the back there. Rude. And then Freddy's Dead there, and it does look gorgeous in 4K. The background pictures, inside pictures in all of these aren't great, I must admit. So I've never outright hated this movie. It's always been okay. As the years have gone on, time has been kinder to it. It looks gorgeous in 4K. The Twin Peaks version of the town is interesting and kind of works. Shane Roseanne is in it. I always like when they show a bit of Freddy's past. He's way gone past being Enigma at this point, and it's just interesting. And of course the director was Rachel Talalay, I think that's how you pronounce it, and she worked behind the scenes in all the Nightmare films, and as a huge Doctor Who fan, she was responsible for some amazing Peter Capaldi episodes, so I love her for that. So she'll always be a queen to me. The film could have done without the product placement, though I guess the Pearl Glove is kind of iconic now in a meme kind of way. But at least this all feels like it should be this way when we get to one of the other entries. But I will explain that in a bit, why, like, in my head it works logically, why this film works now. But yeah, we get to that. Right, we'll put that one away, and it is time for number 6 in my ranking. What could it be? Bum 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 bum. It's a bit obvious, isn't it, really? It's number 5. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, isn't it? That it is a nice cover though, isn't it? I think it's a lovely cover. Again, they don't have the titles on them, but I think that's cool because you've got that in the outer box, so it's just nice to have just an art tin. Does that make sense? So this looks glorious in 4K. The bike scene is still amazing, and I love the Jim Henson Labyrinth feel of this movie. Once you see it, you see it. It's a dark fantasy rather than horror. We get some more Amanda Kruger. I love that we actually saw Freddy reborn for once instead of just being back after being defeated before. I believe this is the only time. It reminds me of how Christopher Lee's Dracula would always be born in the next pick after dying at the end of the last. He just wasn't back. It also has slight similarity to Uncle Frank returning in Hellraiser. The skateboard was a bit too much though the boy going all aha music video cartoon is actually kind of cool effect. I hated it at the time, I won't lie. Alright, we'll put that back in. And number 5. Which one do we think that is? In 5th place, it is Bum 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 Bum. I think this one's probably obvious as well, wouldn't it? It's Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master. Oh, look how gorgeous that cover is. Love it. They are all gorgeous. I am very happy visually with this collection. The back, that's a bit weird. This one, the meatballs, isn't it? I think it's one of the meatballs. Anyway, it's actually a great movie. I don't mind the Patricia Arquette replacement at all. I forget her name, isn't it like Tuesday or something? I think she does it great in her own way. The effects are really impressive in this one. Being a fan of John Carpenter, I do appreciate such things, but my favourite character is, of course, Alice. I love how she grows, and it's represented by taking photos off the mirror and how kick-ass she is at the end. I always love a kick-ass queen, don't I? I love the church set for the final fight. It's weird that Nancy's house became Freddy's home and became like the signature location. As much as I do love that house, and not the actual boiler room, okay, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But yeah, I think this film's really good. No complaints. Okay, we're getting there now. They have all been in order, haven't they, more or less? Which is quite funny. So, in 4th place, what could it be? It is Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I know, it's shocking, eh? There's that awesome cover where they're all standing around there. Freddy's face there and then like the glove hand underneath. That is pretty awesome in it. I do love that. So, get a bit closer there. Have a look at the back. That is obviously the most famous scene. Right, so this is the one many think is the best, or at least the best sequel, and here's me putting it at number 4. I do love it. I love the return of Nancy. It's always great to see Heather back. This is not her my favourite performance of her in the series. Her entrance is pretty cheesy in it. This is when the film pushed towards dark fantasy rather than the horror of the first and second entries. Freddy's lines are becoming a thing. Who can forget welcome to primetime, bitch? Great set pieces of death scenes. We even get a phallic Freddy, which always makes me laugh in retrospect because I didn't twig the first time. This is also the film where Nancy's house has gone like full abandoned and haunted. Just a great fun film throughout, and the start of a trilogy of films that all kind of link together into one. Great film. So, we've got 3 places left. What is my number 3? Is it? It is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Now, these kind of move around a bit, but at the moment in 3rd place, look at this cover. This is probably one of my favourite covers. Not my favourite cover, but one of my favourites. Probably my 3rd favourite cover. Brilliant, isn't it? Never understood where his face was a skull, though. And that's like the kid in it in one of his dream sequences. So this film I think is the best opening of all the movies in the series. I genuinely believe that. The bus model with the 80s lighting effects, I love it, it's delicious. Yeah, this film is probably one of the gayest horror films ever as well. The innuendos are constant. Whenever you notice a new one, you can't unsee or unhear. But it doesn't stop Freddy himself being at his most frightening. His look, his behaviour, everything about him, he is terrifying in this movie. And this is when the house itself starts becoming a character of its own. The whole film is very much like Amityville 2, The Possession, if you've seen it. Now that's a fucking terrifying film. I would not use my Walkman for weeks after, in case it told me to kill my family and then my face fell off. Nope. There are certain shots of possessed Jesse that are really quite similar, and his relationship with his father as well. Just how it's shot, the different kind of music they use. Honestly, this film is so visually and audibly awesome. I know there are there were some complaints that this film stands out because it doesn't follow the rules of the other movies, and Freddy's in the real world. But this was part two. What rules were actually set? Nancy supposedly pulled him out into the real world, except then it was revealed the whole movie was a nightmare. Hence the title being A Nightmare, not Nightmares. But then there's the added ending, which itself appears to be a dream of the first film. So was that now saying the rest of the first film was real? Nightmare 2 does stay. She saw her boyfriend die across the street, meaning the events did happen. I think we are meant to forget how the first one ended moving forward. But yeah, there's just so many great. And they're like creatures at the end with the faces, like the dog things with the faces at the end. And the fact that they used the factory and Freddy's face melting in, like that's an amazing scene. And like when Jesse runs around to his boyfriend, because come on, he is going back and forth between the girl and the boy, isn't he? Like that's what's happening in it. That's how it seems. Anyway, when Freddy like comes out of his stomach, fucking shocking. So we've got two places left. I can't be insane, can I? What is in my second place? It is dun 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 dun. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. No. Some people actually hate this film. It's weird. Look how gorgeous that cover is. I love Freddy's design in this. I love his glove. Just, oh. So Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I can't understate how much I love this film. It shares so much with In the Mouth of Madness. That was a book. This is a film script. But the point always is it has to be played out as we watch. Heather, who originally played Nancy, plays herself here. Robert, who played Freddy, plays himself. And Demonic Freddy. Wes Craven plays himself, and I love watching him in this film. He's gone now, but we still get him in this film. And his cuddly bearded self, he's just great in it. Some people get confused and don't realise that it's not Freddy. It's basically some kind of demon trapped by a story. This story happens to be the Nightmare series, so either it's confused and now thinks it's Freddy, or it loved being Freddy so much it's kept the look. One of my favourite scenes when Freddy is on top of Heather and calls her Nancy. The space before he speaks, the music, the way he says it, it's such an amazing scene, and there implies he thinks she actually is Nancy. There were so many great moments like that, and as reality in the film world merged towards the end and John calls her Nancy, and then when she finally gives in and calls him Dad, she turns round and there's her home from the first film instead of her own. Goosebumps. I remember seeing it at the cinema and just lapping it up. The reason the demonic Freddy can come into reality is because the films have been watered down. The story isn't as strong, which now makes how the later Nightmare films turn out perfect for fitting into this. This film makes them all legit, makes them all important if we look from this film's perspective. Because of them, the walls become weak and now he can slip through. What a wonderful way to bring it all round and connect it up. I love it. This is almost my favourite Nightmare film. Almost. But it is close. But I do love it. Honestly, if you haven't seen it or you weren't sure, watch it with try and watch it with a fresh perspective. Especially watch it back to back with In the Mouth of Madness, because like they are similar. Such a good film. And so, well, there's only one left, but I still got to show you the tin, and you kind of know what it's going to look like because you've already seen a version of it. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 1, but look, it does not have the writing at the top notice, which it did in the anniversary collection I got last year. There's the back again, so it's basically the same. It's got the same interior, same extras. But yeah, this film can never not be my number one. There's so much about this film is perfect. The music cues are so edible. It's hard to explain what I mean there, but just everything fits perfectly. The ideas in this film are so unique at the time, and so many amazing scenes. That wall scene above Nancy's bed as he slowly stretches out, amazing. The bath scene, Tina being dragged around the room, the list goes on. But I have to say, the star of this movie, and I know it's unintentional, but she is a queen. I am of talking about Nancy's mother, Marge. My meal of this woman is acting like she's in a different film to everyone else. She's unintentionally amazing. Honestly, next time you watch it, focus on her whenever she's on screen and witness the legend that she is. I adore everything about her. She's an absolute bloody queen, and every time I watch this film, I just love her more and more. Honestly, she makes this film for me, and it's amazing without her. But she like really makes it. She's the icing on the top. Just yeah, But yeah, everything about this film and the soundtrack, I know they use it in the others, but it is used perfectly here, isn't it? Especially if you're familiar with the film, whenever like the music cues kick back in, just oh, it's perfect. Oh, I love it. So yeah, there we have it. Right, I'm gonna have to try and get a couple out here for display. Like I always try and do at the end, and it always goes wrong, and they flap down. But yeah, I'll get my 3 favourite covers out. I really love the new Nightmare and the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 covers. I just think they're gorgeous. But yeah, there we have it. The new gorgeous 4K collection of a Nightmare on Elm Street series. And my favourite of the big three over Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street will always be on the top. I do love Wes Craven's other series he started, Scream. We'll get into that next year, probably. I don't know why I didn't talk about that this year. They always say like New Nightmare walked so Scream could run. I actually think it's reverse. I think New Nightmare does the whole thing better. But that's for another time. And that's it for tonight's episode. And more or less for this year. We have one more short for fun video tomorrow. And that is it. So thank you, my fellow fiends, for joining me for the 30th night of Halloween. And see you tomorrow for one last time. Good night.